All right. Right here at the podium, ma'am. Podium. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Good morning. My name is Mai China. My birthday is 0.
Last name Thomas?
It is.
All right, thanks. And counsel, did you want to appear on this one?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right. Ms. Thomas, you're here on new allegations. They are armed robbery with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That's a Class 2 felony. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That's a Class 3 felony. And assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. And based on what's been presented, the court does find probable cause for all of those. You were also arrested on 2 allegations of aggravated assault by serious physical injury as Class 3 felonies. But unless the state has something to offer on the nature of the alleged injuries, right now what the police have alleged doesn't meet the pretty high legal standard for serious physical injury. They could have booked that a different way that the court would have found probable cause on because of the allegation of the use of a dangerous instrument as a weapon, but they didn't do that. So, counsel, did you want to be heard on that? I don't plan to find probable cause on those.
No, Your Honor, not in regard to the probable cause.
Okay.
I mean, I believe that those should have probably been charged as
All
aggravated
right,
assault.
Ms. Thomas, you could just keep eyes front, please? Thank you. So, I don't find probable cause for purposes of this hearing only on the 2 allegations of aggravated assault by serious physical injury. I am appointing a lawyer for you, and you can talk to your lawyer more about how that works at your next court date. Just one second. Let me double check this one. Hold on. We're going to need an evidentiary hearing. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 upcoming court dates. That will be a status conference September 12th. That is Thursday the 12th at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30. And the court does find that there is probable cause to believe that you are out on pre-trial release in a felony case in California. I did put the case details in my formal written order, and the state, they have taken the position, and the court, I believe there was probable cause, and I did want to make sure that the state was prepared to go forward on that at the bail hearing. And so the state has asked that you be held without bond, which is what's required by Arizona law if there's probable cause to believe you have an open felony case. And I believe that there is probable cause for that. But the state will have to show that by clear and convincing evidence at a bail hearing. So I'm going to set a bail hearing for you in this case. So we are going to need a reprint eventually, officer. So your bail hearing is going to be 1 week from today. It is Friday, September 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And you may or may not be found eligible for bail in a week. But today, because of the way Arizona law works, I cannot give you bail having found probable cause to believe that you've committed felonies while you have an open and pending felony case. So, you do have a lawyer. You'll see your lawyer on the 12th. You can talk to your lawyer about what's going to happen at your bail hearing on the 13th. Everything I've just told you is on your paperwork, and the officer's got your copy right there. If you take that with you, you can just step out to your left. Thank you. Mr. Spencer?
Thank you.
Females.
All right, and let me double check. I think there might be other ones here. Hold on. 1 second, sir. All right, Mr. Spencer, let me have your full name and date of birth, please.
Dylan J. Spencer.
Thanks. You are here on 3 cases. 1 is a new case, and a second is a warrant in a pending case. Sorry, I apologize. A lot going on, big calendar. Okay, you're here on 1 new case, 2 probation holds. In the new case, you were arrested for allegations of trafficking in stolen property, a Class 2 felony, 3rd-degree burglary, a Class 4 felony, criminal possession of a device adapted for forgery, a Class 5 felony, control of or theft of a stolen credit card, that's a Class 5 felony, theft as a Class 1 misdemeanor, and fraudulent use of a credit card as a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in your probation cases. You are on probation in 2 felony cases, and the probation department will be filing petitions to revoke your probation in both of those. I'm going to double check that they didn't already. They've not. So they're going to. I've got a warrant in one of them. I think there is a warrant in both of them, but it was only attached in one. All right. Looks like back on May 1st of 2023, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed in your probation cases, and that alleges that you violated terms 6 and 7. So there was a warrant out for you in both of those cases. All right. You're going to have the same next court date for all 3 cases. It is this Thursday, September 12th at 8:30. In the new case, that'll be a status conference, and in the probation cases, it'll be a revocation arraignment hearing. You will also have a preliminary hearing in the new case only on Monday, September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. All right, and number 14 on the calendar, that is your probation case. It's the criminal trespass. You are held without bond. You do not have bond at all. In each of the other 2 cases, you have a $50 bond to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. It appears that your other probation case is still a Proposition 200 case, and so you can't be held without bond in that unless and until you are kicked out of Prop 200 in that case. So, again, the $50 bonds in the 2 cases are just there to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. You shouldn't bother trying to post those bonds if you're still being held without bond in that other probation case. Everything I just told you is on your paperwork, and you'll see your lawyer on Thursday. And I think the officer behind you has your paperwork. All right, thank you.
Have a seat on the left, please.
All right, Ms. Huffman. And then Christelle Day, will you go to the chair?
Good morning.
Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Christelle Day,
Okay, thank you. You are here on a new case. You got arrested for, and as well as a warrant in a pending case. So in the new case, you were booked in for dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing, no, I'm sorry, you already have a lawyer in the older case. In the older case, you've been charged with narcotic drug possession. It's a Class 4 felony, and this warrant was issued July 26th of this year after you failed to appear at a status conference. So you'll have the same lawyer for both cases. And it looks like, unfortunately, I do have to give you different court dates today. So I'm going to give you a total of 4 court hearings. 3 of these are next week. The other one is the week after. So your first court date is actually going to be in the older case. It's a status conference in front of the judge who issued the warrant. That will be Wednesday, September 11th at 8:30 in the morning. In the new case, the next day, which is September 12th at 8:30 in the morning, you have a status conference, and your preliminary hearing in that case will be the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30. In between those, on Friday afternoon, which is September 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon, you are going to have a bail eligibility hearing. That is because there is probable cause for a new felony while you have any open and pending felony case. And so the law says you must be held for a bail hearing. So your bail hearing will be an evidentiary hearing 1 week from today at 1:30 in the afternoon. You don't have bond at least until then. You may or may not be found eligible for bond in the new case in a week, but you're not eligible today. In the older case, I'm just going to set the $500 secured bond that was set when it issued. Don't try to post that, though, if you're still being held without bond in the new case. Everything I just told you is on your paperwork. If you grab the copy from the officer, you can step out to your left.
Okay, thank you.
Step on out.
Did we find Huffman?
Huffman?
Yeah, that's her. And then Isabel Espinosa Silva, if you please go to the chair, you'll be after Ms. Huffman. Right here, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Kristen Huffman.
Thank you. You're here on 1 new case and 2 probation holds. In the new case, you were arrested for 4 allegations of shoplifting with 2 or more prior convictions or using a device to facilitate shoplifting. Those are Class 4 felonies. 3 allegations of organized retail theft of merchandise. Those are Class 4 felonies. 2 allegations of removal of a theft detection device, a Class 6 felony. 1 allegation of possession of a theft detection device remover. That's a Class 6 felony. 1 allegation of criminal trespass in the 2nd degree, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your probation cases because you are on probation. In 2 felony cases, my recollection is that it is for use of a theft detection device remover. So you have a lawyer appointed in the probation cases as well, and your next court date is the same for both. It's a status conference, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. In your probation cases, that will be a revocation arraignment hearing. Then in the new case, you will have a preliminary hearing Monday, September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. All of those are in the downtown Superior Court. In each of your probation cases, you are held without bond pursuant to Arizona law. In the new case, you have a $10,000 cash-only appearance bond and written conditions you're ordered to comply with, but you should not try to post that bond if you're still being held without bond in your probation cases. If you'll step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork as soon as it's ready. Step over to your left. Thank you. All right, Ms. Espinosa Silva, and then Brandon Velasquez Yvonne, will you please go to the chair? Brandon? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Isabel Esmeralda Espinosa Silva.
Thanks. You're here on one new case and a warrant in a pending case. In the new case, you were arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. In the older case, you were charged with possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. And this warrant in the older case issued for your arrest on August 27th of this year after you did not appear at a status conference.
Can it be taken me?
Not yet. So we're going to reset that status conference for this Wednesday, September 11th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. In the new case, you have 3 upcoming court dates. The first one is the status conference, September 12th. That's Thursday, next Thursday at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30. And then in between those, you're going to have a bail hearing in the new case only. That's because there's probable cause for a new felony while you have an open and pending felony case. So that'll be September 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's 1 week from today. It's an evidentiary hearing. But until that time, you are not legally eligible for bail in the new case. You will be held. In the older case, you have a $500 secured appearance bond and written conditions. Now, what did you want to say?
The last time I got arrested, I never even seen a judge. They took me to Estrella. I was there for 1 day. The next morning when I woke up before breakfast, they told me roll up and getting kicked out. And then they said they dropped my charges. So I don't know why I have that warrant.
I don't know what situation you're talking about, ma'am, but it doesn't appear to be the same one. So talk to your lawyer about this. Your lawyer can examine whether there's anything about what you're saying that might help you in the new case or indeed in the old case. But at this moment in time, you are held without bond in one case, and you have a $500 bond in the other. If you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Velasquez? And then Casey Roth, will you go to the chair, please? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Brandon Velasquez Yvonne.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for trafficking in stolen property in the second degree. It's a Class 3 felony. And although the court might wish that they had picked a different charge to book you on, the court does find probable cause on this one. I think there are other charges that fit better to the facts. That being said, even thin probable cause is probable cause. So I am finding probable cause in this case, and I'm giving you a status conference in it of this coming Thursday, September 12th at 8:30, with a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30. And because there is probable cause for a new felony, while you have an open felony case, and that is CR 2024-109-851, you are in a diversion program, a deferred prosecution program in that case. That does count under the law as an open and pending case. That means you're not eligible for bail today. You have to have a bail hearing. That bail hearing will happen 1 week from today, which is September 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It is an evidentiary hearing. You may or may not be found eligible for bail next week. You're not eligible today. So if you'll step to your left, they're going to get you a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Ross, and then Jason Villalobos. Will you please go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Casey Allen Roth.
Thank you. You're here on a probation violation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 3 felony, and there was a petition to revoke your probation filed on August 29th. It alleges that you violated terms 15 and 25. You will get a copy of that petition from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is in the downtown probation court this coming Thursday, September 12th 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. Pursuant to Arizona law, it is ordered holding you without bond in this case. If you please step to your left, we're going to send out your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Villalobos? And then Julia Tucker, will you go to the chair? Who's that?
Who's that in the orange?
That was,
Paperwork scrambled, so
in the orange?
the guy in the light orange shirt just walked up.
Is it the white guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Ross, R-O-T-H?
Ross.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Because I was thinking orange, like Home Depot orange. Okay. All right, and after Mr. Villalobos, I need Julia Tucker. Okay, all right. Hi, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Jason Villalobos.
Jason Villalobos? Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony. Second-degree burglary, a Class 3 felony. Possession of a weapon by a prohibited person and possession of narcotic and dangerous drugs. All three of those are Class 4 felonies. And unlawful discharge of a firearm in the city limits and possession of drug paraphernalia. Those are Class 6 felonies. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is the status conference, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this Thursday, with a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. Bond is set in your case at $150,000. It is secured if you bond out, comply with all of your conditions. That includes no contact with the alleged victim. That's whether you are in or out of jail, no going to the scene of the alleged crimes, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Tucker, Julia Tucker. And then Scott Johnson, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Julia Shai Tucker.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault as a Class 3 felony. You were originally arrested on that by serious physical injury, and then the police came and amended your booking to allege that as aggravated assault using a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. And on that amended allegation, I do find probable cause. Also, I find probable cause for narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony. So I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference this coming Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $50,000. It is secured. If you post it, you must comply with your conditions, which include no going to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of custody, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If you take the paperwork, you can step off to your left. Thank you. Mr. Johnson. And then Burnaby Leyva, will you please go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Scott Larry Johnson, 60.
You're here on a new case. You were arrested for second-degree burglary, a Class 3 felony, 2 allegations of theft of a means of transportation. Those are Class 3 felonies, possession of dangerous drugs, and possession of narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies. 2 allegations of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. Those are Class 4 felonies. 3 allegations of theft by control of stolen property. Those are Class 6 felonies. 2 allegations of possession of drug paraphernalia, also Class 6 felonies. There is probable cause for all of those things. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this Thursday in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be September 16th at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $50,000. It is secure. If you bond out, you must comply with all of your release conditions. That includes no going to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with any alleged victims, witnesses, arresting officers, or co-defendants, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Leyva, and then Scott Fry, will you go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Good morning. Barnaby Leyva.
Thank you. You're here on 2 warrants. I'm sorry, 1 warrant and 1 new case. In the new case, you were accused of robbery, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date in this case will be a status conference, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30, and those will be in the downtown Superior Court. hold on. I just realized something in your case. You are out on release. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, we have to reprint number 39. Okay, hold on. He's going to need an evidentiary hearing. Just don't know what I was thinking. Hold on a second. Too many moving parts. All right. So that's the new case. It's robbery. There is probable cause. In the older case, number 25 on the calendar, you failed to appear at your sentencing on August 24th, 2021, in a case in which you've been charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 4 felony, and possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. All right, we're going to give you a post-warrant status conference in that case, the older case, the same date and time as the status conference in the new case. That's September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. You'll still have a preliminary hearing in the robbery case the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. In between those, on the afternoon of September 13th, 1:30 p.m., that's 1 week from today, you're going to have a bail eligibility hearing because there's probable cause for a new felony while you have an open and pending felony case. So you have to be held for the bail hearing. It is an evidentiary hearing. You may or may not be found eligible for bail at that hearing next week, but you're not eligible today. So we do need to reprint your paperwork just for that case. The other one is okay. So we're going to get all those court dates correct for you and then send out a copy of your paperwork if you go have a seat. Thank you. Mr. Fry? And then Daniel Hernandez, will you go to the chair, please?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Scott Allen Price, Sr.
You here on a new case. You were arrested for 2 allegations of organized retail theft of merchandise. They're Class 4 felonies. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference, September 12th, which is this coming Thursday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be September 16th at 8:30 in the same court, and that will be on your paperwork. Your bond is $5,000. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions. Don't go to the scenes of the alleged crimes. No contact with any victims, witnesses, arresting officers, or your co-defendant. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything I've just told you is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that. And Mr. Hernandez, Daniel Hernandez. After that, Felix Lampkins, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Daniel Mario Hernandez.
You're here on a new case. You are arrested for possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person. It's a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference this Thursday, September 19th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be the following Monday, September 16th at 8:30. Your bond is $5,000. It is secured. If you bond out, there's your conditions. Comply with all of those. If you step out to your left, you can have a read-through. Thank you. Mr. Lampkin? And then Casey Krisky, will you please go to the chair? So, sir, may I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Felix Devon.
I thank you. You're here on 3 probation violation warrants. You're on probation for 3 Class 4 felonies, and there were petitions to revoke your probation filed in all 3 cases on August 28th of this year. And those petitions, let me get one of them going, allege that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15 of your intensive probation. So I'm appointing a lawyer for you in all 3 cases, giving you the same next court date in all 3 cases. It is this coming Thursday, September 12th, 8:30 in the morning. That'll be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. In number 2 on the calendar, which is the armed robbery case, your bond is $2,500 secured. In each of the other 2 cases, it is $1,500 secured. So I believe that is $5,500. Yes, I think that's $5,500 secured. Yeah. Well, you can do the math. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions. You have to call your PO within 24 hours if you bond out because you're on intensive probation. Everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you the copy. Great. Thank you. Mr. Krisky? Ms. Kriski, and then Daniel Armijo, will you go to the chair? Hi, ma'am. Can you put your hand down for me? Thank you. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Casey Nicole Christine, June.
Thank you. You're here on three things. One is a warrant from Pinal County. Two are probation warrants from Maricopa County. I'm going to start with those.
Okay.
You're on probation in 2 felony cases here in Maricopa County, and there were petitions to revoke your probation filed on August 5th of this year. They allege that you violated terms 3, 5, 7, and 15 of your probation. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you here in Maricopa County and give you a court date of this coming Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. That is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. There's also a warrant out for you from the Pinal County Superior Court. This was issued July 8th of this year, and it is a pre-conviction warrant in a case in which you have been charged with narcotic drug possession and drug paraphernalia possession. So I'm going to let them know they should give you a lawyer when you get there. Your court date in Pinal County is scheduled for this Wednesday, September 11th at 8:30 in the morning, and the address for that court will be on your paperwork. I'm going to affirm their bond. It's $2,500 secured, and I'm affirming the bond set in each of your probation cases, which is $750 secured in the first case and $500 secured in the second. So I believe that is $3,750 total, but you'll get the paperwork. You can do that math as well. You do have written conditions if you bond out. Be sure to follow those and call your PO within 72 hours.
Am I going down to Pinal County?
If you don't post Pinal County's bond, they will have to come and get you. So if you step to your left, they'll give you your paperwork. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Armijo? And then Serena Dominguez, will you go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Daniel Henry Armijo.
All right, thank you. You are here on 7 felony cases. There's a new one and 6 probation cases. So in the new one, you're arrested for narcotic drug possession, a class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia possession, a class 6 felony, passively resisting arrest, and criminal trespass. Those last 2 are misdemeanors. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in all of these cases. You will have the same next court date for all 7 cases. It is this Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. In the new case, that will be a status conference. In the probation cases, that will be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. Finally, you'll have a preliminary hearing in the new case on September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. And in each of your probation cases, there will be a petition to revoke filed, and you'll get a copy of it from your lawyer at your next hearing. All right, so in each of your probation cases, your bond is $250 secured, so that is $1,500 total. In the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. So that's $1,550 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours.
Okay.
We need to get the paperwork put together. If you'll step out to your left, we'll send it out. Thank you. Ms. Dominguez, and then Josue Alvarez, will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Serena Cynthia Dominguez, 10.
Okay, thank you. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants and 1 warrant in a newly filed case. I'm going to start with that one. It is number 30 on the calendar. You've been charged in a case that dates back a few months, but you've been charged now, and the charges are possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is back on June 9th of this year, and this comes out of the Glendale Police Department. You'll get a copy of those charges and police reports from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in your probation cases. You have the same next court date for all 3 cases. I should let you know, in your probation cases, there were already warrants out for your arrest because there was a petition to revoke filed in both of those cases back on July 26th of this year. The petition alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. So, your next court date for everything is this Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. It's a status conference in the new case and a revocation arraignment in the probation cases. Then you'll have a preliminary hearing in the new case only on Monday, September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. In each of your 2 probation cases, your bond is $250 secured, In the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. So that is $550 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. If you step to your left, we're going to send out your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Alvarez, and then Richard Chavez, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Jose Alvarez.
Thanks. You're here on a warrant in a case in which you've been charged with dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony. This warrant issued on August 13th of this year after you failed to appear at a status conference. You've already had a lawyer appointed. Your next court date will be a status conference. This coming Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be September 16th at 8:30 in the same court. You have a $250 secured appearance bond and written release conditions. If you bond out, comply with those, and don't miss your court date. You step to your left, the officer either has your copy or he's going to send it out. Thank you.
Send it out.
Okay.
So the reason I missed my court date was because I got cellulitis and I was in the hospital.
Well, that may be true, but you were not arrested
And then
right
they didn't
after that. That was a month ago.
Yeah, and then
You're just
with the
loitering
court date,
somewhere.
it was the 13th.
So,
and 15th.
it's not that I don't believe you, Mr. Alvarez,
No,
it's just that's not a permanent excuse.
Well,
You
they
didn't
said-
self-surrender, you didn't
they-
call the court.
They said just ask questions, so
Sure,
I'm
you can,
asking
and so,
questions.
you know, it's
Okay.
okay. Take your paperwork. All right. Mr. Chavez, and then Elijah Chaidez, will you please go to the chair? Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Richard Chavez,
Thanks, you're here on a new case. You got arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your court date, your first one, is going to be 2 weeks from today, which is Friday, September 20th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing the following Tuesday, September 24th at 8:30. And I'm aware of your criminal history, but I'm going to release you to pretrial services, and here's why. This is a drug charge. You didn't give the police any trouble. Even if you did it exactly as they said you did it, you may get an offer of probation and treatment from the state. I don't know. That's entirely up to the state.
Okay.
But right now, I don't have any reason to think that you won't come to court.
I will.
So don't give us one.
I will.
And
I'll be.
call into pretrial services. We're going to give you an envelope with instructions.
All right.
Yeah, and I think there's a bus pass in it. Can we make sure Mr. Chavez has the envelope, please? And so I think there's a one-time bus pass.
All right.
Yeah, we need a pretrial envelope. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and so, because these are the instructions for calling in after you get out, and I
All
think
right.
there's a bus pass, okay? So just come to court,
I will.
see what your lawyer might be able to do for you, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck, sir.
All right.
Mr. Chaidez? And then Andre Davis, will you go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Good morning. I'm Elijah Chaidez.
Thanks. You're here on a new case. You were booked in for reckless driving, failing to stop on police command, and third-degree criminal trespassing. Those are all misdemeanors. We don't appoint lawyers when this is alleged as a misdemeanor, so I'm not appointing a lawyer for you. What you have is the right to hire a lawyer to represent you in this case or to represent yourself. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment hearing September 24th in the Buckeye City Court, 8:30 in the morning. The address is going to be on your paperwork. And Mr. Chaidez, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, and here's why. What they're accusing you of doing, and what there is probable cause for, is also felony flight, all day, every day of the week. It's felony flight. I don't know why they chose not to book you on that, but they did you an enormous favor. I'm telling you that because you're barely a legal adult. And I don't know that you have ever been arrested before. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you have not.
Yeah.
This type of flight, where they have to get a drone and get a bunch of people and chase you into the desert, that's usually about a $5,000 bond from me on a felony case. But the police gave you some kind of massive break. I don't know why, but my thought is this. If I give you a clue, which is it is so much in your interest to resolve this as a misdemeanor, go hire a lawyer, go check with a lawyer. It is always in your interest to resolve a case as a misdemeanor. If you make yourself interesting to law enforcement, they can pull this case back from Buckeye and file it as a felony.
Yeah.
Meaning, this is not a permanent favor by the police. The Buckeye City Attorney can also get the case and say, oh, we're doing this as a felony, and they'll send it downtown to the county attorney. So, You would be unbelievably stupid to make yourself interesting by not showing up or committing new crimes. That's how you make yourself interesting to law enforcement. That being said, Mr. Chaidez, you're not out of the woods on a felony charge, because when I read this is felony flight all day, every day. I don't know why they didn't book you on that. Maybe they know you, maybe they like you, maybe they just think you're not the smartest bull. I don't know. So I'm just trying to give you a clue, because I'm not giving you a lawyer. I can't when this is booked as a misdemeanor. If you get rebooked as a felony, you'll definitely get a lawyer. I can't give you a lawyer right now. So what I'm trying to give you is a clue. Just Google unlawful flight.
Yeah.
Read what the elements are. That's literally what they're accusing you of. And it seems like they have some very good evidence. So please use your brain. No new crimes, no failures to appear. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. I hope you can pick up what I'm laying down, because they did you a huge favor by not starting this as a felony.
Yeah.
So, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, you're underage, no driving without a valid license. And this case, there could be some action taken against your license by the motor vehicle department. That's separate from any criminal charges. So you need to maybe, check the MVD website every few days and see if they've taken any action. Make sure your address is updated with MVD, so that if they do take some action, they send you letters.
Okay.
So you'll get the letter and you'll know. All right, everything's on your paperwork. You're going to be released in a few hours. Don't miss your court dates, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Davis? And then Christopher Otteson, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Andre Davis, 12.
Thanks. You're here on a warrant from Goodyear City Court. It's a hit the wrong button. It's a post-conviction warrant in a disorderly conduct case. Right, you have to sit there, sir?
Sorry.
All right, that's, goes back to 2022. This warrant issued June 12th of 2024. Looks like it is a failure to pay or failure to complete DB classes or something like that. So I'm giving you a court date in Goodyear of September 25th, which is almost 4 weeks from now. September 3 weeks. September 25th at 8:30 in the morning in the Goodyear City Court. They don't say that you had a current failure to appear in this case, so I'm going to release you, give you a court date, and tell you to go. So comply with your conditions and don't miss your court dates, okay? That's how you'll get a bond. You just owe them something. You got to go talk to them or they'll put out another warrant for you, okay? All right, if you step to your left, get your paperwork. All right, Mr. Otteson? Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Christopher Otteson.
Okay, thanks. You're on a new case. You were booked into Surprise City Court on one allegation of misdemeanor theft by control of stolen property.
I didn't know it was stolen.
There's probable cause for it, but I know there's a whole tale, and it was involved. I mean, there is a tale in your case, but I think there's at least probable cause, which is a very low standard. So you have to go to court, but I'm going to release you, okay? Because you need to go defend yourself in court. Because they booked it as a misdemeanor, you don't qualify for a lawyer. If it was a felony, you would get a lawyer, but theft as a misdemeanor, you don't get a lawyer. So you have the right to hire one or to just represent yourself. You can go talk to the prosecutor and get your discovery and represent yourself, but you do have to go to court. So your arraignment hearing is going to be just almost 4 weeks from now. It's October the 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Surprise City Court. The address is on your paperwork, so don't lose your paperwork. I'm going to release you. You have to be in the Surprise City Court October 1:30 in the afternoon. Don't have any contact with the alleged victim or return to the scene of the alleged crime, which is not where you were contacted, but wherever the stuff was stolen from. Don't go there. And no contact with your co-defendants, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything's on your paperwork. As I said, you're going to be released to go to court and defend against this allegation, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, sir, right here at the podium. All right, good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Good morning, Jordan Omlin, 12.
And the appearance of counsel, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gone, on behalf of the state.
All right, thanks. Mr. Almond, you were booked in on one allegation of unlawful recording of another person as a Class 5 felony. There is probable cause for that offense. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you, though, because you do not appear to qualify. Let me double check the financial profile. I just realized there was a victim impact statement filed in this case as well. So let me take one moment to read that. You don't currently financially qualify for a court-appointed counsel. Just 1 second while I read this, okay? Okay, all right. So your next court date is going to be a status conference this coming Thursday, September 12th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 16th at 8:30 in the same court. Before the court sets conditions of bail or release, what does the state want to recommend?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $50,000 cash-only bond, and if Mr. Almond is able to post that, we ask for electronic monitoring, along with no contact with any
Mr.
minors
Almond.
and no internet use. These requests are based on the nature of the charges. He allegedly secretly videoed the victim, who was an 11-year-old child, while she was showering and using the restroom. Additionally, the state is very concerned because there is a non-charged allegation that he allegedly touched the child inappropriately on her buttocks, and that at another point in time he had his penis exposed when the child was sitting next to him. We believe there's a strong weight of the evidence. We are concerned that he's a danger to the victim and that there's possible witness intimidation. Additionally, given the victim impact statement and the messages that he's left indicating that he's going to leave and flee the jurisdiction, we believe that he is also a strong flight risk. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Almond, I've considered what's been alleged against you and the statements of counsel, the victim impact statement, and your lack of criminal history. And the court shares the concern that you may flee the jurisdiction and finds that the current allegations do indicate an elevated risk of violating court orders, a risk of victim or witness intimidation or retaliation, and that it is a strong weight of evidence as to this charge. There could certainly be other charges coming, but even on this charge, the court finds that the alleged behavior strongly indicates a sexual interest in children, and research indicates that individuals with pedophilic interests are more likely to act on them, and their own children may be targets of that behavior. So for those reasons, the court does set bail in the amount of $50,000. It is cash only. And because I set that bond, I am going to appoint a lawyer to represent you in this case. And if you bond out, it's not categorically required, because at this moment in time you're not accused of a Chapter 14 sex offense, but the court finds that it is appropriate to make you wear an ankle monitor. That is to protect against victim or witness intimidation and to help protect against flight to avoid prosecution. Absolutely no contact with the alleged victim or the witness, who in this case I believe is your spouse, and no contact with anyone under the age of 18, including your own children. And I just made certain findings because there's case law that indicates the court has to have a reason for that. The court believes that reason is because the allegations indicate that you were targeting a child of your own or a child that was in your care and custody. So absolutely no contact with anyone under the age of 18. You may use the internet only for work purposes. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. You may not leave Maricopa County without the court's permission. You must obey the terms of any order of protection that's issued. If you bond out, you must find an alternative residence and provide proof to pretrial services within 24 hours. You can do a civil standby to collect belongings. Everything I just told you is on your paperwork. If you take
Your
that.
Honor, I had one other request.
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
request to seal this form before. I believe it contains the victim's name.
Oh, it does actually. You're right, it does. Okay, so I am going to grant that. If you could just, can you reclose it for me, make sure that it takes, okay, all right, that's granted. What that means, Mr. Almond, is that the booking paperwork will not immediately go into the public record. The state has to redact any juvenile identifying information before that goes up on the web. So you'll have access to all discovery and everything through your lawyer. This just has to do with it not, the offense allegations not immediately going up onto the website if and when the formal charges are filed. So you can speak to your lawyer more about that, but that is actually a routine motion and order in this type of case. All right, if you accept your left, you can take your paperwork with you. Thank you.